Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. This is Lounge Fever, a series of videos where we try to answer your questions. And since we've been covering extreme programming for some time now, the questions that we get have been around extreme programming pretty much. So, in this video, we are basically addressing a question on extreme programming, and that was what is the difference between Scrum and extreme programming? By the way, if you want to know what is extreme programming, should you even study extreme programming as a project manager? Let me remind you that if you're preparing for your PMI ACP exam, you should definitely study extreme programming. Even for your PMP, you should know a bit about extreme programming. Scrum is not going to be sufficient. Actually, both Scrum and XP, extreme programming, are part of the agile umbrella. So both Scrum and Extreme Programming XP, they are iterative and incremental. And we recently also covered values of extreme programming, and we talked about two values, courage and respect, which were common between Scrum and XP. So, this begs the question which we are trying to answer today, which is, do we even need extreme programming? Is Scrum sufficient? So, that's the question that we are answering today. And let me remind you, we just talked about the certifications where understanding extreme programming is going to help you out. If you want to know more about extreme programming, check out the first link in the description, which will take you to a playlist of all the videos that we have done so far around extreme programming. So do check that out. Now, let's get back to answering this question. Do we even need extreme programming? Let's talk about the differences between extreme programming and Scrum. Scrum has a strong focus on project management, and this shows in the kind of roles that Scrum has. This shows in the kind of milestones and events that basically Scrum has, and that's the strength of Scrum. Scrum teams, they have a structured approach with multiple time boxed events like sprint itself is a time boxed event. Daily Scrum is a time boxed meeting, and then there are other meetings, your retrospectives, your sprint review. Everything is essentially time boxed. And this is where you will see that there is a structure to how you deliver, right? And that is not something you will find in extreme programming, because the P in XP stands for programming, and that is the focus of XP. So, programming is essentially the focus of extreme programming. XP is all about improving the way team builds code. So, this is not so much about project management, which Scrum is about. XP is all about programming, it's all about how to build code. And this also means that XP is focused solely on software development and can be used by software development teams, while Scrum has become popular across the board in several industries. And this is something that you see so often, right? Scrum being used in construction, Scrum being used in automobile industry and whatnot, right? But you will never see extreme programming being used in construction because there's nothing to program there. So that is why extreme programming is limited to software development, the IT industry, the software industry. But that's the difference between Scrum and XP. When we talk about similarities, we know that they are tied together with the shared values of Agile Manifesto. Both of these have Agile Manifesto in common. Both of these have the values of Agile Manifesto in common. But there are some teams that actually use the hybrid of both Scrum and XP. So imagine this, you are working on a software project and you have a software development team. Now, while you are following Scrum, the software development team can actually make use of the practices, values, and stuff that XP propagates or teaches, so that the focus on cohesion, communication, code quality, and programming can be significantly improved. So that's how there are teams out there that are using a combination of both Scrum and XP. Let me know if you have ever used extreme programming. Actually, that's the question I want to leave you today with. Have you ever used extreme programming? Or was this the first time that you ever heard about a concept called extreme programming? If this was your first time, definitely check out the playlist because that is where you're going to find all the videos around extreme programming. So that's pretty much all that I had in this video. I hope you got value out of it. I hope you were able to understand the difference between the two. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. We'll definitely get back. Like, share, subscribe if you want to support us. Use the thanks button or head over to pmclounge.com/contribute. Don't forget to check out our website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP and project management resource. Thank you.